how do your personal values map against those organization values, and see where they fit? And if they don't fit, you're kind of in the wrong job. And I'm sure you know this with HR. You can't reverse a set of values into somebody. It's impossible. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So finding that personal alignment with the professional organization is critical. And there's a great saying, isn't there? Because we talk about customer experience. You cannot have great customer experience without great employee experience. It doesn't work. And once you get those two things aligned in terms of organization's purpose and values and individual purpose and values, you get great organizations.
Okay, Paula, I'm going to ask you on this one here now. So you're obviously working with Sid. How are your values aligning with Me Global?
When I first did the values exercise with Sid, you really have to take time to think about what's important to you. And for me, although I knew family was important to me, it really helped me cement all my decisions. So, for example, I was on a charity committee, a very important charity to me, but it was taking me away from my family. And recognizing that that was one of my top values helped me make that decision to step away from that charity. And I think in the past, I would have tried to be perfect for everybody, but recognizing that family was one of the most important things to me gave me the confidence to step away.
Mm-hmm. Now, Sid, when we talk about values, very often there's also a lot of trauma involved with values, because people, I guess we all have made experiences where either our values were violated because we weren't fully conscious of them, and then it really hurts, and then you figure out that you're hit with something, but you couldn't really figure out why, because your values were so much sort of violated and hurt with something, or they were so far off that it was a result of really not being fully conscious of your values. How do you also, when you go through the exercise and you do, and I'm going to get to the exercise in a moment, but how do you actually also weed out when you have negative connotations with certain values? Because there's not only values, there are also things you react to, right? So there are also things that provoke a strong reaction on the opposite very often in someone. So anti-values in a way too. How do you weed out what those are?
I mean, it's a great question. What we like people to do is to do the values exercise, and they do those, pick the top 5 and then write about those. But we also ask them to do the counter values exercise, which you've just mentioned there, which is, okay, so what are the things that you really, in other words, what are the opposites of those values? So if trust is high, family and trust is high, it's like, well, being dishonest and lying and being deceitful is a counterbalance or the other side to that. So when you're making a decision in life, it's like, well, don't go to hang out with people who are, who tell lies, et cetera, et cetera. So it enables us to make those decisions to say, well, actually, the group of friends that I've got, or some of the friends that I've got, are absolutely completely polar opposites to my values. So why am I hanging out with those people? Prisoners are a classic case.
Yeah.
Once they realize and state those values of, family, trust, honesty, creativity, or whatever that is like, is all the decisions you're making in life, are they upholding those values? If they're not, why not? Then they can't be true values to you.
Okay. Let's walk through the exercise, and then I want to get back to another point, which is conflicting values, because I know once you rank them and so on, sometimes you have conflicting values too. But I want to get to that. Let's walk a little bit through the exercise so we get a little bit some feedback. So when you started doing the exercise, what was the easiest part? That was the easiest for you to do as part of the little exercise?
To describe myself.
That was the easiest part?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and so when you talk about describe yourself, so those were the questions about how happy you are, etc.?
Yeah, like friendly. I might be misremembering it, but I believe it was how do you describe yourself? Friendly, strong. Said you have to help me because I don't remember all the details, but it was the very first part.
Okay.
That was the easiest because in my work, I have to describe myself often.